Hello, welcome to Tons and 909, or welcome back if you love your viewer. Today I'm going to be doing a special one. We'll be doing two big, one big double album and one big triple album from 1970, and that's going to be George Harrison's "All Things Must Pass" versus Derek and the Dominoes' "Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs." And today I'm going to be doing a different sort of method towards the track versus track. I'm going to be ranking uh, each of the songs from worst to best and keep going on. I'm not going to do it all once. George Harrison's album has 23 songs, and Layla and other sort of love songs have um, 14 songs. So I had to pick the 14 best tracks from All Things Was Past, rank that from worst to best. With Layla and other sort of love songs, I just had to rank that from worst to best. Uh, none of these songs from none of these tracks are bad. Picking one from another is little cat on cat violence. Don't worry about that. They're just territorial. Um, don't worry, Briar. You're okay. They always are. But yeah, none of these songs are bad. But yeah, let's. If I pick one track or another, doesn't mean I don't like it. It just happens to be what I think at the time. Uh, Definitely sometime in the future, I want to do a revised version of this because I just heard Layla now. It's fresh in my mind. Do Layla riff. But yeah, it's still sort of fresh in my mind. The Layla album, George Harrison's "All Things So Fast." I've heard that a million times, so it may or may not wane into what I think of the album or the albums. So I definitely got to wait a while of listening to Layla a billion times before I do a proper track versus track. I've been listening to Layla a whole lot lately, and I definitely need to do this because I know they were both working on this at the same time. Layla was released the 9th of November, day after my birthday, which is cool. Not my actual birthday. That was 1970, 2003. Anyways, what's it called? And George Harrison's was released the 27th of November. So both amazing albums released in November. And I mean, what a great year for music, November. I mean, Led Zeppelin 4, All Things Has Passed, Layla, and other sort of love songs. Those three albums alone, I mean, hey, what a pleasure it is to be born on November. I do have All Things Was Past, but must say I never listened to Layla. You should listen to Layla. It's a great album. The way I'm doing this, Garrett, is like I said, I'm ranking the 14 tracks from Layla versus Layla because George Harrison's has a lot more songs than All Things Was Past. Layla has a lot less songs than All Things Was Past, and I thought it would be more fair if I ranked all the songs from best 14 songs from All Things Was Past and the 14 tracks from Layla from worst to best. Maybe you watching this might you might have an opinion on you might get an idea of what I think about this album, what you might think about it. Coming at number 14, the worst. It's the weakest track on Layla. That's "Have You Ever Loved a Woman?" Sort of a straight up blues song. I love the blues songs they do on this album. There is one particular blues song that they do, epic 9.5 epic, great blues jam session, but that's a lot higher on my list. This one's just it's just a blues song, and they it's good, but guitars played it's great, but they don't do a whole lot with it. And that's going up against "Hear Me, Lord," from All Things Was Past. Well, before I just gotta write down what's going on. So that's Layla versus All Things Was Past. Things must pass. Um, which song do I like better though? Oh yeah, hats off to Eric Clapton. I got to say he's on both records. He's on All Things Was Past and he's on Derek and the Dominoes. I mean, the fact that he's able to go on both records. I mean, same with George Harrison. They both were on each other's records at some point, and hats off to him. Eric Clapton. He's him and Alex Lifeson are my two favorite guitarists of all time. I know Adam likes Jimi Hendrix the best, and he used to be my favorite, but I'm starting to prefer Clapton and Lifeson. But that's I'm getting way off track. Have you ever loved a woman versus Hear Me Lord? One's a decent, all right blues song, and one's a very, very anticlimactic and to otherwise perfect. Well, I wouldn't say All Things Must Pass is perfect. I mean, the first two discs I usually just listen to, but it ends off the second disc. I mean, side four of All Things Must Pass has always been my least favorite side of All Things Must Pass. I mean, I had to dock off a couple, had to dock off a song from there to make my 14 best songs because I really don't like I Dig Love and I really don't like the second version of Isn't It a Pity Yet. Those two songs are both pointless. This is the this is probably the best of the four tracks off side four, and to be honest, I'm gonna have to go with Layla on this one. That's for now. Like I said, I haven't listened to this. This is almost very fresh in my mind, Layla. So, but yeah, Hear Me Lord. Never been the biggest fan of that either, and I think that's the best song of side four. That doesn't mean. I mean, some people might be like, "Oh, you must dislike All Things Must Pass," but I think All Things Must Pass has so many great songs on it, but side four is not where it shows it. I don't get why people say he's overrated. The guy's a legend. I agree. He is a legend. He's amazing. Don't know why there are there were two versions of Vision that Pay. The first one is much better. I agree. It's way better. The second version's so pointless. I mean, obviously, I took off the five uh, jam sessions. I None of that's going to be on this list, and I had to get rid of the pity version too. It's just so pointless. Um, Uh, my second least favorite from Layla is "It's Too Late" from what I think is the greatest side four of a double album. Uh, I say that and it's so low on my list, the song, but the other three songs, "Little Wing," "Layla," the title track, and "Thorn Tree in the Garden," those three songs are amazing. Those are my top three favorites on the album. That's going up against "Beware of Darkness." Um, Yeah, Beware of Darkness. That's another song I'm not a big fan of. That's off the I think it's side two. No, no, no. I think that's the opening of the of the first not the second disc, side three. Yeah, I'm stumbling my words. Yep. George should have recorded a soul version of Not Guilty instead. I know. Like or maybe use a white album take or something like that. Would have been much better. Or like use Phil Spector's amazing wall sound to improve it. But I don't know. Beware of Darkness. Not a fan of that song either. I mean, it's good. A lot of people. It's a fan favorite among George Harrison fans. It's a good song. I never been the biggest fan of it. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of George Harrison fan favorites like You, Cloud Nine, When We Was Fab, all those years ago. Um, I've got my mind set on you, My Sweet Lord, which is on this record. Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth. I love a lot of the fan favorites, but for some reason, Beware of Darkness has never been one of my favorites. It's always been a song that's always went under my radar. I always skip it. It's Too Late. I mean, it's an okay song, but if I had to pick, it's hard because both songs are not my favorite. It's just like both songs I would rather skip to the next track. I mean, Beware of Darkness right comes right after Apple Scruffs, which I had to get rid of because that song isn't really top shelf Harrison stuff either. Well, you have to skip to Let It Roll because even then, it's not one of my favorites. I usually listen to the first disc of All Things Must Pass because to me that's the best stuff on it. Not saying that it's bad or anything. There are some amazing stuff on disc two, but I guess I'm at the. If I had to pick now, I guess I'll have to pick. I'm gonna go with Layla. Uh, Ranking in at third last, or 14, 13. Coming number 12 is going to be Tell the Truth versus Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp, Let It Roll. Here's actually a pretty easy one. Tell the Truth is good. Not one of my favorites from Layla. I mean, obviously, it's down to number 12. But Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp, Let It Roll is actually pretty good. George Harrison's going on the list. Yeah. George Harrison wins that one. But, yeah. Good all that scratching. That's my kitten. Next track on the album from Layla, number 11, will be Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. Not to be mistaken for the John Lennon song, Nobody Loves You When You're Down and Out. It's Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. So people mistake those two songs. That's going up against A Run of the Mill. That closes out the first disc of All Things Was Past, and I mean, it's great. If I had to pick, I guess I'll go with, I don't know, one's just like a very slow tempo blues song, but then like one's like a very mellow pop rock song. I guess I'll go with, I guess I'll go with George Harrison on that one. Yeah. Like Had Enough and I've Had Enough. Yeah. Basically that, like, mistake the two. Next track, number 10 on my Layla ranking. I Looked Away, the opening track to Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. That's going up against George Harrison. This wasn't on purpose. It's going up against the opening track to All Things Must Pass. I'd Have You Anytime. I would have to say both tracks open up their respective albums perfectly. Both are amazing. I love both songs. If I had to pick, Looked Away is amazing though. Great guitar playing. I'd Have Anytime also great vocals by Harrison. I don't know. This is a tough pick. I really like both songs. Both could be the winner. Gonna go with Layla. Yeah, I love you. I love you. I'd have you anytime, but just that much. Just that much you missed it by. Just that much. Both songs are great though. What is it? Number 9 on my ranking, I believe. I'm starting to count low. Number 9 on my ranking, Any Day from Layla. The ranking. Number 9, Any Day versus number 9 on. These are we're just like the top 10 best songs from each album. So it's starting to get a little harder. Versus the title track, All Things Must Pass. Honestly, this is easy. All Things Must Pass. That track wins it easily. Not even a thought. Not even a smidge of a thought. Or All I Want to Do and All I Want to Do by the Beach Boys. Yeah, that's also true. Number 8, I Am Yours from Layla versus number 8 on All Things Must Pass, The Art of Dying. Great production by Phil Spector. Gotta say. I Am Yours is a great, another great, it's like a very tropical sounding song, if I remember correctly. It's cool. I like both songs, but I love Phil Spector's production on both Let It Be and All Things Must Pass, especially on Let It Be, but he does a great job on All Things Must Pass too, and he does a fantastic job on Art of Dying. I love the big production on it. I've always loved Phil Spector's big production, even though some Beatle fans may take it or leave it. Some people prefer the more stripped down approaches to some of these songs, but I really love what he did on Art of Dying. I'm going with All Things Must Pass. It's George Harrison finally taking the lead. Yes, finally someone said it. I am the one who said it. Yes, Let It Be and All Things Must Pass, and even Imagine by John Lennon. Those three albums are. I don't think they would have done it as well if. And I don't think it would have sounded as well if Phil Spector wasn't involved. Okay. Now that I took that, well, I'm known for having hot takes, so. Spector took a pile of beep and made an album of it, John Lennon. Oh man, that's funny. Next, it's like number 7, Keep on Growing. Amazing guitar work on this from Eric Clapton on the Layla album. One of his finest moments. Versus If Not For You. Another great guitar moment from, I believe, George Harrison. Either George Harrison or Eric Clapton. It's hard to, because George Harrison at the time really wanted to be like Clapton. He actually got pretty close on a couple of songs of his in terms of guitar playing. He got close on Give Me Some, I was to say Give Me Some Shelter. Give Me Some Truth on Imagine. He got close to getting there, getting Clapton quality there, but both songs are amazing. Ironically, both are covers. One's a blues cover, one's a Dylan cover. Both songs are really good. I guess I'm gonna go with Layla because the guitar playing really takes it to another level. But yeah. Yep. My number 6, this might upset some Derek and Domino fans. My number 6 on the list, so some people are going to be really mad for me putting this very low on the list. Some people either have it as their favorite song from Layla or their second favorite. That's going to be Bell Bomb Blues. Yeah, about Bell Bomb Blues. Some Derek and the Domino fans might be pissed off at me for saying that, but I just think there's 5 songs that are better than Bell Bomb Blues. But don't be too mad at me. I love Bell Bomb Blues. And just to show it to you. Oh, sorry. It's getting the win. And I might get some George Harrison fans upset for saying it, but I think Bell Bomb Blues is better than Isn't It a Pity. For one reason. Isn't It a Pity goes on for a little too long. If they would have cut it down like a minute or two shorter, it would be a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, Bell Bomb Blues. What a great song. I mean, one's 5 minutes, one's, yeah. I always look at it as Hey Jude, but not nearly as good. Not only that, but even then, Hey Jude also could have been reduced a little, but that'll be a whole side tangent, but I don't know. Isn't a Pity would have been a lot better if it was 5 minutes or 5-6 minutes. Not that it's a bad song. I mean, Isn't It a Pity is number 6 on my list. I mean, it's a fantastic song. I mean, before all that, before it becomes too long, all the words in it, Isn't a Pity, Isn't a Shame, a lot of great lyrics on that song. Bell Bomb Blues, it's just a great ballad, showing Clapton's feelings towards Patty at the time. Ironically, he was helping George Harrison he was playing guitar parts on Isn't It a Pity, ironically. So it's funny. The whole feud against Harrison, Patty Boyd, Eric Clapton, this weird love triangle going on here. And Bell Bomb Blues, what a fantastic. If there's a song you got to listen to besides, obviously, the title track, that's going to be Bell Bomb Blues. Well, honestly, I think the other songs are great too, but the ones that are coming up. Why does love got to be so sad? Clapton, George, I'm stealing your girl. George, okay. Why does love have to be so sad? That's number 5 on my list. Reminds me of something that would be on All Things Must Pass. Like it sounds like a song that would be on All Things Must Pass, but it's a Derek and the Domino song. That's going up against Waiting on You All. Both have pretty big productions to it. If I had to pick, both are amazing songs. Just to let you know, I love both of them. I love both of these songs. Both are amazing. I love. I do. There's a part where it was like 30% on mode. It was just like weird lyrics at the end. You know what? I'm gonna go with All Things Must Pass just for that. It's just like there's like the end of the song. There's like a part where they're just like saying a bunch of nonsense at the end. I like that. 30% on motors. But yeah. Okay. Number 4, my fourth favorite song off of Layla, and that's gonna be an accidental addition to the album. So to put in perspective, whenever they jam out, their producer likes to record them just in case whatever they record they might actually like and they want to put on the album. And the producer is about to take a shit, and sorry for the language, and he heard them jamming, and he hears them, and he's like, wait, we're supposed to be recording that. And the things came down, and he bursts out the door. He's like, turn the things on. You know, it's like, record yourself. You're jamming right now. You're jamming, and there's like a tiny bit of a fade in. And if it weren't for that producer, if he didn't like went out to record them, this song would have never existed. It would have never existed. And I might get hate from Peter Green Fleetwood Mac fans. This is how you do a blues song. This is how you jam and do a blues song. You know, you think like, oh, you know, Peter Green and Jeremy Spencer, 1968, you know, Mr. Wonderful, you know, the subtitled album from 68. Those albums look like crap compared to Key to the Highway. This is they're out Fleetwood Macking you. I'm gonna say what Garrett said about the Who a year ago, like them out Zeppelin, like Led Zeppelin. But I think Derek and the Dominoes is out Fleetwood Mac. Out macking Fleetwood Mac. I can't think of anything. Something, Layla, Wonderful Tonight, Bell Pond Blues. This woman has some of the greatest songs of all time written about it. Exactly! Something, Layla, Wonderful Tonight, Bell Pond Blues. Those songs are all awesome. I love that. I love all 4 of those songs. Some of the greatest songs of all time. but Searching for Madge. That's a great song. Both songs are great. I may or might not do a track versus track of them play on right after this one. I mean, one track's gonna be very. I'm gonna have to rank the songs beforehand because not that, but I'm gonna have to remove a track and add Oh Well in it because Layla versus Oh Well. That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, Keep the Highway. What I said all that good stuff on versus Behind That Locked Door. To me, it's very obvious. Layla. that gets the point. I love Beyond That Locked Door. I mean, it's my 4th favorite song of All Things Must Pass. I mean, I ranked it above Isn't It a Pity, If Not For You, Art of Dying, All Things Must Pass. I ranked it above of those songs, so that should tell you how much I like it. Number 3, Little Wing from the Layla album. What a fantastic Jimi Hendrix cover. It's crazy. They recorded this song, and 9 days after they recorded it, Jimi Hendrix passed away. Rest in peace, Jimi Hendrix. You were great. You were one of the greats. May you rest in peace. Yeah, Little Wing. What a fantastic song. If this was released before, if Jimi Hendrix was alive to listen to this, he would have been very proud. He would have been like, Man, they took my they did my song justice, and I might get hate from Jimi Hendrix fans, but I think this is better than the original. Yes, I think this is better than the original. The original is amazing. I just listened to the Axis Builders Love album, but yeah, what a what a great song. Listen to "Oh Thank You, Great Spirit" by Chicago. Amazing. I have to. I have to. Yeah. And your homework, Garrett. Listen to Layla. If not, listen to Little Wing. That is anyone who's watching this, whether it be live or the replay. Listen to their cover of Little Wing. This is just it blows my mind how great they could cover Hendrix, because most of the time when people cover Hendrix, it's usually crappy. It's bad. It's embarrassing almost. But Derek and the Dominoes, they're proving them. Even Bobby White, I don't know, I forgot the name. I'm not good with the names of them yet. Probably because I just started listening to them. Uh, Hold on. Bobby Whitelock. Bobby Whitelock didn't even know the words of the songs. Like he had to like read off of the lyrics. Well, Clapton knew it, but uh, Bobby had to like read off the lyrics while they were singing it, and he sings it so good for someone who doesn't know the words that well. And oh man, the guitar riff of this song. I mean, man, he does his song justice. He does it really good. That's going up against one of the bigger hits off of All Things Was, probably the second biggest hit off of All Things Was Past, and that's gonna be "What Is Life." Both. This is another amazing song. I love the Phil Spector arrangements. It's just, but yeah, it's amazing. It's when you think about George Harrison, usually "My Sweet Lord," and "I Got My Mind Set on You," and some of his other hits, but usually one of them is also this song. But yeah, I don't blame you. "What Is Life" is an amazing George Harrison song. And listen, if you're only familiar with the 80s ballads, which I actually like, you'll be surprised at how good the musicianship is. I'm not familiar with their 80 ballads, so I have, I'm not familiar with those. Maybe I am, but I don't remember them. But yeah, I definitely should. I mean, yeah, and you should check out Layla. One of the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest double album of all time. And I only listened to them for the first time. And even though I said all that great stuff about Little Wing, All Things Was Past wins that. "What Is Life" has always been one of my favorite George Harrison songs for the very long time. I mean, got my mom into it. I agree with Garrett. It's definitely in my top 5 favorite George Harrison songs. It's so good. It's really good. But yeah. My second favorite track off of Layla, that is "Thorn Tree in My Garden." Early Chicago is much more than better than later Chicago, though I don't hate it. Probably how you feel about Genesis. Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate later Genesis either. I actually really like I really like later Genesis too. I mean, hold on one second. I can't find it. I was trying to find my copy of Duke. Maybe I'll find it later when I'm trying to find for another album. But I own Duke on record. Definitely gonna own, basically. I'm gonna own a lot of the. I'm gonna own as much Genesis as I can. Besides calling all stations. That one I'm not even gonna bother trying to find. If I see it at the bargain bin for like $4, maybe, but that's the highest I'm willing to pay for that album. But "Third Tree in My Garden," what a hauntingly haunting way to end off Layla. It's Bobby Whitelock, George. Eric Clapton does most of the singing on the album, but uh, fun fact about this song is Eric Clapton, well, not Eric Clapton, Bobby Whitelock was going out for vacation or whatever, and he had someone house sit for him, and his dog passed away while that was happening, and he wrote the song about that, and the dog happened to be a girl, and very sad song, "Thorn Tree in the Garden." And this song, this comes right after the piano ending of Layla. It's what a haunting way to end off Layla. Very haunting. That's going up against Wawa from George Harrison. Coming, it's ironic. Both my second favorite song and both my second favorite song is the song that comes after the big hit, and my favorite song off the album is the big hit. Was not planning for that, like I said. All coincidental. Thorn Tree in the Garden and Wawa, both are. I don't need no Wawa. I mean, both songs are so different from each other. I have to say, both songs are different. I can't tell you which songs. I don't know. I really don't know. Both songs are so different from each other. I guess if I had to pick, but Metallica does. That's funny. But I guess if I had to pick, man, don't be mad at me, George Harrison fans. I'm going with Layla. Yeah. As someone who loses, as someone who lost a pet or two in my life, I relate to this. I relate to the song "Thorn Tree in the Garden," and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that I can relate to this, but as someone who lost two pets, oh man, who's lost many pets, this song is so relatable. Well, Wawa is relatable in a different way, but man, "Thorn Tree in the Garden," that song really hits me right here. Poor Murray and Cooper, great dogs. But yeah, sorry for getting too down. Sorry for getting too. Sorry for going down a bit. Okay, number one, my favorite song from Layla, and assorted love songs, and other assorted love songs. I mean, there has to be a reason why they named it the song Layla. That's my number one. That's the best song on the album. I have so many good memories of that song. I remember it from Goodfellas. Not that, but every time I listen to the song, especially every time I listen to that song, I think about that time when me and my dad went to the steakhouse in New York. Best steak I've ever had in my entire life. So that and Angie, those two songs I remember. So whenever I listen to Layla and Angie, I think about having the greatest steak of all time. So that's gonna be a bias. That's why it's the name of the album. Everything else is just assorted love songs. Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of amazing stuff on Layla, but oh man, Layla! It's what a what a monumental song. It's when I think of rock music. Oh, one of the greatest songs of all time. It's in my top 50 songs of all time at least. Top 50. And oh man, I haven't heard this song in a long time. It's so good. I never hear it on the radio. Come on, Hawk. If you're listening to me, 99 The Hawk or 95.1 ZZO, play that song at least a couple of times a week. I'm sick and tired of hearing Stay Away all the time. Play Layla. That's going up against My Sweet Lord. Both songs. Oh man, both songs. Both songs are both songs are my introduction to both artists. I mean, well, obviously George Harrison, my big introduction to him was obviously the Beatles, but the first time I ever heard a solo song from Harrison was My Sweet Lord, and of course, my big introduction to Derek and the Dominoes. The very first song I heard from them was Layla. So these are my big introduction songs to both of them, and I love both songs. Love both songs. I can't emphasize that enough. Both songs are both epic. One's the second song on the album. One's the second last song on the album. Funny enough. Man, I love both these songs. I've heard it on the radio. Yeah, well, when I heard it on the radio, it was on Sirius XM, classic 70s. I must say, sorry guys, I have to pick, and if I had to pick, going with Layla. Yep, going with Layla. The guitar riff, the vocals, not of that, but it changes in the middle of the song, which most songs don't do that, especially in 1970. That was very unusual at the time. They had to cut it down for radio. Bull crap. Bull crap that they had to cut that song off the radio. That they had to cut it down. They had to get rid of it. Some people like the short version without the piano ending. I don't agree with them. I think the beginning part, the rocking part with the Layla, I think that's the best part of the song. But that's the thing about it, is that the rocking Layla part versus the piano ending Layla part complements the rocking Layla part. Without the piano part, the first part just feels sort of empty. Like it just like there's so much missing from it. And it's just like, don't cut Layla. Don't cut Layla. But yeah. Kind of like Oh Well. That too, I mean, Oh Well is an amazing song. The first part is iconic and is my favorite part. But cutting it down, it's a crime. Crime of the century. Rocking part and a slower part. And, well, as you can see from here, Layla won by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-6. So George Harrison's album put up quite a bit of a fight. Hats off to George Harrison. And yeah, I may or may not make another track for track video, doing Then Play On by Fleetwood Mac. Going against, of course, very monumental then Layla versus Assorted Love Songs. Yeah, man. I really wish they made another album after this. I wish they made another Derek and the Dominoes album. I know. He was named Duran Allman, I believe. Sorry for Derek and the Domino fans if I butchered that name. He got into a bad motorcycle accident. Can't do nothing about that. I mean, he could have prevented that, but he died. A lot of creative differences. Biggest thing that happened. Well, one of Dwayne Allman. Oh yeah. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you for that from the Allman Brothers. Thank you for that, by the way. But oh man, such a shame that there's not a second album from them. And one of them, the drummer Jim Gordon, he did something that wasn't so nice. I'm not going to mention it here on YouTube, and I'm not going to mention it either when we do the 70s inductees video. But he did something really bad enough to give him a life sentence. It's not good. I read on it, and I'm like, this is the most disturbing shit I've ever read from a post band member thing. And this is coming from someone who literally read that someone joined a cult after leaving Fleetwood Mac, Jeremy Spencer. I'm like, Jeremy Spencer is really messed up. No one could get any worse than him. And then Jim Gordon's like, hello, I exist. You forgot about me. Don't forget about me. But yeah. I'm not even gonna, I don't even want to think about that. Thank you guys for who was watching. Sad Commissioner Gotham did such a thing. But thank you, Garrett, for commenting on the video. Next video, you will be seeing me do a track versus track of Layla and Other Story Love Songs versus Then Play On. But yeah, Jim Gordon. But yeah, I gotta rank all the songs from Then Play On. Well, I'm gonna remove the weakest song from Then Play On and add Oh Well as the best song because I gotta think which I like better, Oh Well or Oh Well or Layla. Both songs are great. I'm gonna have to listen to both songs back to back, and I should be making this video soon. Thank you guys for watching the video. See you guys in the next one. I'll try to get me and Briar to do Black Sabbath next Saturday. Me and him. Well, I've been slacking on the Saturday videos. Very sorry for that. Well, week prior I couldn't because it was late. Well, I did a video prior to that. Believe it was Fleetwood Mac. Then Play On review, and I didn't even do a video on Saturday because, yeah, I don't even want to go into why I wasn't making a video on that Saturday. But yeah, I'm removing when you say. Thank you for that suggestion. See you guys in the next video. So long.